Welcome to the video Giving Prompts to CHAT GPT. Technology plays a big role in our lives, and knowing how to communicate with AI can be really useful. CHAT GPT is one such tool. It responds based on how we ask questions. Asking the right way can make a big difference. Let's see how Ananya got some great tips from her sister Priya.
Hi Priya, can I ask you something?
Of course, Ananya. What's on your mind?
Some of my friends were talking about something called prompts in ChatGPT. They said it helps get answers to questions, but I don't really understand how it works. Can you explain to me what these prompts are?
That's a great question. Let me explain it to you in a simple way. Okay, imagine this. You know how you go to the market and tell the shopkeeper exactly what you need? Like, if you need 1 kilogram of rice, you say, I want 1 kilogram of rice, right?
Yes, otherwise the shopkeeper might give me the wrong thing.
Exactly. That's what a prompt is. It's like giving clear instructions to ChatGPT. A prompt is a question or request you give to ChatGPT to get a specific answer or response. If you ask it properly, it will give you the correct and useful answer, just like the shopkeeper gives you the right items when you ask clearly.
Think back to the conversation in lesson 2 of this module. Ananya typed, "Write an essay on water conservation." This was a prompt. She gave a clear instruction to ChatGPT asking it to generate an essay.
Oh, so a prompt is what I tell ChatGPT, so it knows what to do.
That's right. Think of it as the input you give to ChatGPT to get the output you want. The clearer your prompt, the better the response will be.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. Let's say you want to know about Indian food. You can ask ChatGPT, tell me about popular Indian dishes.
Let me ask and see what it says.
See? It has given you a list of dishes like biryani, dosa, butter chicken, and so on.
But what if I want to know specifically about vegetarian dishes?
Then you have to change your prompt to, what are the popular vegetarian dishes in India?
Oh, I see. So let me ask for popular vegetarian dishes. Wow, it has given a list of vegetarian dishes. Interesting.
Exactly. That's why being specific is so important.
So, how can I give the right prompts to get the best answers?
Good question. There are a few tips to give good prompts. Let me explain them one by one with examples. The first one is to be clear and specific. If your question is too general, ChatGPT might not give you the answer you are looking for. For example, if you ask, tell me about plants, it could provide information on all kinds of plants, trees, shrubs, flowers, and might not focus on the parts and functions of a plant.
Oh, so I should give a specific prompt, right?
Exactly. If you ask something more specific, like, can you explain the parts of a plant and their functions? ChatGPT will give you a clear, well-defined response about the root, stem, leaves, and flowers, along with what they do.
Oh, so if I just say plants, it might not tell me what I need for my science homework.
Exactly. Always keep your prompt specific and clear. The next tip is to provide context when asking a question.
Context? What does that mean?
Context means background details. If you tell CHAT GPT what you want clearly, it will give better answers. For example, if you want a story about a village in India, you should say, a short story about a village in India. This helps CHAT GPT understand and give the best reply. So, if you're studying math and need help with a specific type of problem, what prompt would you give?
Should I ask something simple like how to solve fractions?
Let's try it out.
When you give a broad and generic prompt like how to solve fractions and do not provide any details, CHAT GPT might provide a general explanation about fractions. It will provide the definitions and various mathematical operations.
Ananya, did you notice the response? It's very broad because we didn't give enough context. It explains fractions in general. Now, let's try something more specific. If we ask, can you explain how to add two fractions with different denominators? CHAT GPT will give us a clear step-by-step guide on solving that specific problem.
Wow! So it's important to be specific with what I ask for and provide the right context to get the answer I'm looking for.
Exactly. Let me now give you another tip. Whenever you give a prompt, ask for specific formats.
Specific formats? What does that mean?
Let me explain. Sometimes you may need your answers in a particular way, like in the format of lists and bullet points, tables, step-by-step instructions, paragraphs, essay-style responses, and so on. You must mention in which format you require the response. For example, if you're working on a project about Indian history, a general prompt like "Tell me about Indian freedom fighters" might result in a long paragraph type of response. But if you provide a more specific prompt, such as "Can you give me a list of 5 famous Indian freedom fighters with a short description of each?" CHAT GPT will then provide a list like this. By specifying the format you need, you can get more specific and useful responses.
That's so helpful. I could use this list in my project.
Yes, and if you need it as a table, you can ask for that too. The next tip is to use follow-up prompts.
Follow-up? What does that mean?
A follow-up prompt in CHAT GPT suggests the next question to continue the chat. This helps get the required response. If the first answer isn't detailed enough, you can ask follow-up questions to get more specific information. For example, if you start with the prompt, "What are the main subjects in science?" CHAT GPT might respond with a general answer like physics, chemistry, and biology. To get more details, you can ask a follow-up question such as, "Can you explain what topics are covered in biology for 6th grade?" This will prompt CHAT GPT to focus on relevant topics like plants, animals, the human body, and ecosystems, providing a more useful and detailed response.
Oh, so I can keep asking more questions to get all the details I need.
Exactly. It's like a conversation where you can keep improving your question. The next tip is to use open-ended prompts for creative answers.
Open-ended prompts? What are they?
Let me explain. Open-ended prompts are questions or instructions that ask detailed and creative responses rather than simple yes or no answers. These help in getting broader explanation of a topic with more information. For example, instead of asking, "Is Mahatma Gandhi a freedom fighter?" ask, "How did Mahatma Gandhi contribute to India's independence movement?" Similarly, instead of asking, "Do you like reading books?" ask, "What kind of books do you like reading and why?" Sometimes you might need creative ideas for school activities. For example, if you're participating in a poetry competition, instead of giving a simple prompt like "write a poem," if you give a more specific open-ended prompt such as "Can you write a short poem about a farmer's life in India?" Chat GPT will generate a poem that matches your theme. By providing clear details, you can guide Chat GPT to create content according to your needs.
That's beautiful. I could use this for my poetry assignment.
Yes, Ananya, you can. Let me show you how asking the right prompts allows Chat GPT to give you exactly what you need. Comparisons can be especially helpful when you are confused about two topics. For example, in science, if you ask, "What is the difference between solids and liquids?" Chat GPT might provide a general explanation. However, if you provide a more specific prompt like, "Can you compare solids and liquids by giving examples of each?" Chat GPT will give you a clearer response, as you can see here. By refining your question, you can get more precise and useful answers.
Oh, giving examples makes it easier to understand.
Exactly. You can also use constraints for clarity. Finally, if you need an answer to fit specific requirements, simply tell ChatGPT. For example, if you use an unclear prompt like "Tell me about pollution," ChatGPT might provide a lengthy response. However, a more precise prompt such as "Can you explain air pollution in 100 words?" will give you a short and focused answer that's easier to read and understand. Here, the specific requirement mentioned in the prompt was "in 100 words."
So I can even decide how long or short the answer should be.
Yes, and that's very useful for schoolwork when you have word limits. Ananya, make sure you remember these 4 points. 1. Be clear and specific. 2. Add context if needed. 3. Ask for the format you want, like a list, story, or comparison. 4. If the first answer isn't perfect, ask follow-up questions.
Wow, Priya! I didn't know prompts were so important. It's like giving proper directions so ChatGPT knows exactly what to do.
Exactly, Ananya. Prompts are like guiding the AI to give the best answers. And the best part is, you can keep experimenting with different prompts to see what works.
I'm going to try this next time I get to use ChatGPT. Thanks, Priya.
You're welcome. Just remember, practice makes perfect. Keep trying and you'll become a pro at giving prompts in no time.
And just like that, Ananya learned how to ask better questions and get more useful answers from ChatGPT. The way we ask matters. It shapes the response we receive. Whether it's for school, projects, or just curiosity, a well-formed prompt can make all the difference. The right question is the key to the right answer.